Happy holidays to the Giants Now real ones out there. Shout out to all of you. And if you're new to the channel, you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. And I am your host, Marshall Green. Coming up on today's show, I have written a list. And I checked it twice. And I sent it to Santa. And I have 5 things I want to see the New York Football Giants do this offseason. We will unveil my wish list. But first, I want to know. Do you want the number 1 pick? You say, Marsh, you always ask this. You always tell us, like the video if you want the number 1 pick. Well, now the Giants actually have the number 1 pick. And we're not stopping. Don't jinx it. I'm talking to you, Bronx boy. Hit that thumbs up icon if you want the Giants to have the number 1 overall pick. Welcome into Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Happy holidays to all of the real ones out there. I hope everybody is enjoying their time with their families. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Wanted to get in the festive mood and talk about my wish list for this football team heading in to the 2025 NFL offseason. And all I want for Christmas, shout out to Mariah Carey, she's tough, is pick number 1 in the 2025 NFL draft. It's all I want. All I want for Christmas is the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. You guys may have saw me on the watch party, but I was also at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta with this sign that says, all I want for Christmas is you. The number 1 pick in a 2025 NFL draft. If I'm going to have to sit through the worst season of the New York Football Giants, I better have the number 1 pick. 1, because obviously you're going to have your pick of who you want at quarterback. But overall, you can enter the 2025 offseason with a much more direct plan and path. You can choose whoever you want. And you know most likely who you're picking at number 1 even before free agency gets there. You will have the table set. You know what needs you'll need to fix in free agency because you'll know who you're going to select number 1 overall. Some people think Cam Ward's the guy. Some people think Shedeur Sanders is the guy. I'm cool with either. I do have a preference. We'll talk about that later. But I'm cool with either of these guys being the signal caller of this football team for the foreseeable future. Go get your guy because nothing else matters until you get a quarterback. And before you get that quarterback, I hate to say that my wish list is to see people lose their jobs because that's not very nicey. But I got to be real with you guys. If the New York Giants want to get back to being a respected franchise, they got to fire Brian Daboll, and they got to fire Joe Schoen, and they got to smash the eject button on their seats and hit that reset button. It is the perfect time to clean house. It is the perfect time to hit the reset button. $65+ million in cap space. No dead money in the 2026 offseason. Your salary cap books are cleared. You have the number 1 pick. You're going to have a new QB. But most importantly, no pressure to win in the 2025 NFL season. Because if you keep Brian Daboll and you keep Joe Schoen, there is pressure on those guys to win football games. And they will enter that season on the hot seat. And they will be fired if this team sucks next year. Which means you will have a rookie quarterback entering year 2 with his second head coach and his second general manager. We don't want that. The Bears have done that 3 times with Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams. And that's why the Bears are the Bears, the worst franchise in the NFL. Giants right behind them. Learn from them. Don't do it. Fire them now, get new guys, start a new era, and let them work. Don't force them to win in 2025. Hit the reset button and get 2 new guys in the seats that control this franchise. And once you do fire Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, go hire Mike Vrabel as the head coach and Will McClay as the general manager, the second highest front office position of anybody for the Dallas Cowboys. Vrabel is my number 1 head coach candidate for the New York Football Giants. I've talked about this a couple of times. The Giants need a strong voice. The Giants need a leader. The Giants need a culture changer. They need a guy that's going to come in and clean up the mess that the ex-Buffalo Bills duo left at 1925 Giants Drive. Mike Vrabel is one of the best coaches that this league has to offer. And it would be a steal if the Giants can get him. They need someone that gives them an identity. They need someone that gives them some juice. and that's Mike Vrabel. You also need someone at the general manager position that's great at identifying talent, that has a track record of hitting in the NFL draft. And there's a guy in Dallas who's better than anybody at identifying first-round talent, and he's not the general manager. It's Will McClay. And people will tell you, Marshall, it's not realistic. He's never leaving the Dallas Cowboys. Thing is, there's not a salary cap for coaches. There's not a salary cap for general managers. You can go out and give this guy a blank check to tell him to leave Dallas and come be the Giants' next GM. Because you know what? He's the best talent evaluator, I think, in the NFL right now. 2014, he picked Zach Martin at the 16th pick. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Byron Jones at pick 27. That guy was an all-pro before mad injuries stacked up. Ezekiel Elliott at pick 4 was unbelievable. Taco Charlton was a miss. Hey, everybody misses. Leighton Vander Esch at 19 is an awesome pick. He traded the 2019 pick for Amari Cooper. Hell of a pick. CeeDee Lamb at pick 17. Home run. Micah Parsons at pick 12. A grand slam. And it's TBD on Tyler Smith and Mozzie Smith. But Will McClay is one of the best drafters in the first round in the NFL. Give him an offer that he cannot say no to. Get it done. Coming up next, I got 2 more things on my wish list. First, though, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, DraftKings. It's the most wonderful time of the year for getting on all the hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we are being gifted college football and basketball, pro football and basketball, and pro hockey too, almost 24/7. And here's a gift for all new customers. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NIXCHAT. That's code NIXCHAT for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/BBALL. Shout out to DraftKings. Reminder, it's more than just the NFL. It's also the NBA. And we had a same-game parlay for the next game on Monday. Just giving you guys an example of things that you can cook up in your DraftKings lineup. Shout out to them. We love having them as a sponsor. And the only way we're going to be able to keep them is if you guys support. So use that promo code NIXCHAT and bet $5. And once you win, you're going to get $150 in free bonus bets. Step 4, or number 4 on my Giants wish list that I'm going to send to Santa. What kind of cookies do you think Santa likes? I'm a snickerdoodle guy. Draft Cam Ward. Draft Cam Ward, number 1. We've done a lot of talk and a lot of, is it Cam? Is it Shador? Who's the guy? You watch this channel, you know. My QB1 since week 0 of the college football season has been Cam Ward, the gunslinger for the Miami Hurricanes. It's all about the U. Cam Ward is built for this. And I think when you're debating on, are you a Shador guy? Are you a Cam guy? I want to know what's in between the ears. I want to know what's beating in the chest. And those two things, they just point the direction of Cam Ward. I love the leadership that Cam has. This is a guy that ran the triple option offense his senior year of high school. Didn't have any D1 offers outside of Incarnate Word, which nobody knows where that is at. He won the Southland Conference with Incarnate Word. Then he goes to Wazoo, and he balls out. Then he goes to Miami, and he has him in the playoff picture till the very final minutes. He's a leader. He's an alpha. He is someone that I want as the face of my franchise. This guy is someone who got it out of the mud and has earned everything that he has gotten. And I think he is just scratching the surface of who he could be. I want Cam Ward, but I would be fine with either of these young guys as the franchise quarterback for the New York Football Giants. I just have Ward a little bit ahead of Shador. And I think when you're and like their play is very comparable. Like when you're talking, some people love him, some people love him. But at the end of the day, I want someone who I know is going to have that huddle in belief with 90 seconds left and 85 yards to go. to win a football game. And I think Cam Ward is just someone that's going to rally the troops a little bit more. Step 5 of my wish list. Sign Trey Smith, interior offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs, and sign T. Higgins. You've had the worst offense in the NFL for 5 years straight. You got $65 million in cap space. Clean books in 2026 and onward. Go get the best free agent offensive lineman. He's a plug-and-play guy at the right guard position. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the National Football League. Hasn't allowed a sack this year. He's a road grader and a road paver in the run game. And I believe you're going to get a franchise quarterback in the NFL draft. The moves you make after that are just as important. And building up that offensive line is going to be huge. And once you give him protection, give him some weapons on the outside that can make big plays when the ball is thrown their way. And T. Higgins is the best wide receiver entering free agency. I love Chris Godwin a lot. He's wide receiver 2 for me in free agency. But T. Higgins is younger. He's more of what you need in an outside receiver. And I'd love to add him. You know what's a great landing spot and a good overall supporting nucleus that could help a quarterback? This offense for the Giants. Andrew Thomas at left tackle. John Runyon at left guard. John Michael Schmitz, if he continues to progress. I haven't thought he's been all that great, but he has gotten better, I thought, as this team goes on. And I would be okay with giving him the shot to be the starting center. I'd sign a veteran to push him. But you have him, Trey Smith, and Jermaine Illuminor. That offensive line is solid. I'd say it's top 10 in the NFL. And then you just saw all the playmakers. Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, 2 running backs. Not enough pictures for Theo Johnson and Cam Ward. Give your young quarterback something to work with. That's what I want. I think that pictured offensive line and that supporting cast is a good landing spot for a quarterback. I've given you 4 things that I want on my wish list. What's your number 1 wish on your list for the New York Giants entering the 2025 NFL offseason? Let me know down in the chat. Make sure you are following me over on Twitter, over on IG, at @MarshallGreen_, at @MarshallGreen_. Same handle, same spot, different platforms. Give me a follow, and let's go Big Blue.